salt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I couldn't have would have kept me from the one I love today. One street over there's a life I could have known. Things aren't always.
This is the day the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Listening to great gospel music on WSGI AM 1100, Springfield's God Informer. It's Good Old Gospel Weekend on WSGI AM 1100 Springfield.
Hi friends, this is Josh Franks of Josh and Ashley Franks, and you're listening to good old encouraging gospel music right here on WSGI AM 1100, Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky's new gospel station. You can also download the app too and listen 24/7 WSGI AM 1100.
You're listening to good old gospel music on WSGI AM 1100 Springfield.
Robertson County, it is time to join the Gig Club. Get Cumberland Connect. If you are a Cumberland Electric customer, well, good news. You can join me in the Gig Club, and you can have a full gig for just $80, high-speed internet that will blow you away. If you're like me and you've had terrible internet service for far too long, well, it's time to get in the Gig Club. Now, what you do is you go to cumberlandconnect.org, put in your zip code, cumberlandconnect.org, and it'll tell you if they're in your neighborhood already or when they're going to be in your neighborhood. You can also just call them and ask the question, 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. And if you're somebody in these areas, if you're a Cumberland Electric customer and you're having some financial struggles, well, because internet is now a utility, there's an affordable connectivity program providing qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services, and they have packages starting at, you guessed it, $30 per month. Be a part of the Gig Club or just get into high-speed internet with Cumberland Connect. CumberlandConnect.org. Tell them U-Turn sent you.
And things like that at Greenbrier. And I'm constantly encouraging all the teachers and things to be sure and let people know that share information that's going on at times. And I know you're busy. I know you're so busy. But the communication with your kiddos, things aren't always as they seem. That information, so we can share stuff.
Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change. I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I could have known would have kept me from the one I love today.
Kind of unpacking all that. I mean, this is your job.
One street over there's a life I could have
This is your
known.
focus. It's your job. You don't really build
Things aren't always as
Rich harmony, the kind where the band plays those unique melodies. You found the place where Southern music flows. On WSGI, we want you to know we're Southern Gospel.
Robertson County, it is time to join the Gig Club. Get Cumberland Connect. If you are a Cumberland Electric customer, well, good news. You can join me in the Gig Club, and you can have a full gig for just $80, high-speed internet that will blow you away. If you're like me and you've had terrible internet service for far too long, well, it's time to get in the Gig Club. Now, what you do is you go to cumberlandconnect.org, put in your zip code, cumberlandconnect.org, and it'll tell you if they're in your neighborhood already or when they're going to be in your neighborhood. You can also just call them and ask the question, 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. And if you're somebody in these areas, if you're a Cumberland Electric customer and you're having some financial struggles, well, because internet is now a utility, there is an affordable connectivity program providing qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services. And they have packages starting at, you guessed it, $30 per month. Be a part of the Gig Club or just get into high-speed internet with Cumberland Connect. CumberlandConnect.org. Tell them U-Turn sent you.
one street over there's a life I could have known would have kept me from the one I had today.
And they take this stuff really seriously, guys. And it is just so much fun. I'm gonna get out there. Listen, I'm very sure a little bit behind the he was out there with his pads, and all of those things. Yeah,
It's the rich harmony, the kind where the band plays those unique melodies. You found a place where Southern music flows. On WSGI, we want you to know we're Southern Gospel.
So you gonna get out there and skate?
I won't skate, but there's plenty to do at that
Yeah.
park. You know, you can walk, of course.
One street over there's a life I could have known,
Trailhead there.
one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known would have kept me from the one I had today.
I've been watching the kids play pickleball.
the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I couldn't know. Would have kept me from when I had a day.
And I even parked on the field. Because I was like, come on, we got just enough gas to get there. But I mean, next, I know. Okay, he's giving me instructions that it's on. That's probably not the best thing. That's not the tank stuff. See, all this is legit.
I took a walk one street over from my home.
Oh, yeah. He had some
Broken asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I couldn't know. Would have kept me from one I love today. One street over there's a life I couldn't know. Things aren't all one street over there's a life I couldn't know. Would have kept me from one I had today.
Robertson County, it is time to join the Gig Club. Get Cumberland Connect. If you are a Cumberland Electric customer, well, good news. You can join me in the Gig Club, and you can have a full gig for just $80, high-speed internet that will blow you away. If you're like me and you've had terrible internet service for far too long, well, it's time to get in the Gig Club. Now, what you do is you go to cumberlandconnect.org, put in your zip code, cumberlandconnect.org, and it'll tell you if they're in your neighborhood already or when they're going to be in your neighborhood. You can also just call them and ask the question, 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. And if you're somebody in these areas, if you're a Cumberland Electric customer and you're having some financial struggles, well, because internet is now a utility, there's an affordable connectivity program providing qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services. And they have packages starting at, you guessed it, $30 per month. Be a part of the Gig Club or just get into high-speed internet with Cumberland Connect. CumberlandConnect.org. Tell them U-Turn sent you.
It's the music filled with rich harmonies, the kind where the band plays those unique melodies. You found a place where Southern music flows. On WSGI, we want you to know we're Southern Gospel.
Would be negative. It made it really positive.
How do we become a part of that? Because I gotta be honest with you, right now, I'm thinking about people who I would have loved. I would never even thought to do that. Because I have people in my life who are
Maybe that book could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wonder what would change. I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I couldn't know would have kept me from the one I love today.
That's a really good one. And again, that's one of those things that
One street over there's a life I couldn't know. Things aren't all one street over there's a life I couldn't know. It would have kept me from the one I had today.
Everybody says that, but yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We're talking with Allison. If you haven't checked out Stay Positive, I don't know, but one of my students took my t-shirt because I wrote that. You wear it. I had it at school.
Robertson County,
And
it
I
is
said,
time
"Will
to
you
join
wear
the
it?" "Yes,
Gig
ma'am, Miss
Club.
Stewart." I
Get
said,
Cumberland
"Okay,
Connect.
well,
If you are a Cumberland
yeah.
Electric
So
customer, well, good
picture, I
news.
will.
You can
Okay,
join
I'll
me
make sure.
in
I'll
the
tell you
Gig
to be
Club,
sure
and you can
I'll
have
just
a
make it
full
work.
gig for just $80, high-speed internet that will blow you away. If you're like me
Travis, but,
and you've had
I'll get
terrible
him to
internet
work.
service
I'm
for
not
far
even
too
gonna
long,
tell you.
well, it's time
Let
to
me look.
get
I think
in the
I may
Gig
have.
Club.
I'll
Now,
take a
what you
look.
do is you go
I can get you
to
in and show you
cumberlandconnect.org, put in your zip code,
that probably would
cumberlandconnect.org,
be a good
and
idea.
it'll
It's more
tell you
wanted
if they're in your
again, but
neighborhood
yeah,
already or when they're
we'll
going
get
to
up
be in
another
your
t-shirt.
neighborhood. You can
Do you
also just
sell-
call them and ask the
do you have
question.
merchandise that I can buy
1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. And if you're somebody in these areas, if you're a Cumberland Electric customer and you're having some financial struggles, well, because internet is now a utility, there's an affordable connectivity program providing qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services. And they have packages starting at, you guessed it, $30 per month. Be a part of the Gig Club or just get into high-speed internet with Cumberland Connect. CumberlandConnect.org. Tell them you turned
I
sent
wear
you.
baseball caps all the time. So you have a baseball cap that has.
One street over there's a life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem.
The simplicity of it. That's
Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wonder what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Time gone by, I've traded like dirt into clay. I thought my memories would end. One street over's now 1,000 miles away. When I close my eyes, I'm back to where I've been. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known would have kept me from the one I had today.
She's got presentations, free lunch. It's called Lunch and Learn at Ball State, 12 to 2.
that broken road with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I could have known would have kept me from the one I love today. One street over there's a life I could have known. Things aren't always as
It's the music, rich harmonies, the kind where the band plays those unique melodies. You found a place where Southern music flows. On WSGI, we want you to know we're Southern Gospel.
I've got to reach back out.
one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I have today.
Caitlin Bond, she's with Cumberland Connect. She's the one who's my contact person. But I'll reach out to Caitlin because she's the one who's continuing to try to they're going to have everybody connected. So we're going to have the availability. And so what is is I have forgotten that Cumberland Electric serves outside of our because when I moved to Michigan, I had to come for a year.
Robertson County, it is time to join the Gig Club. Get Cumberland Connect. If you are a Cumberland Electric customer, well, good news. You can join me in the Gig Club, and you can have a full gig for just $80. High-speed internet that will blow you away. If you're like me and you've had terrible internet service for far too long, well, it's time to get in the Gig Club. Now, what you do is you go to cumberlandconnect.org, put in your zip code, cumberlandconnect.org, and it'll tell you if they're in your neighborhood already or when they're going to be in your neighborhood. You can also just call them and ask the question, 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362. And if you're somebody in these areas, if you're a Cumberland Electric customer and you're having some financial struggles, well, because internet is now a utility, there's an affordable connectivity program providing qualifying households with monthly credit to help pay for internet services. And if you're eligible, you could receive a credit of up to $30 per month toward broadband services. And they have packages starting at, you guessed it, $30 per month. Be a part of the Gig Club or just get into high-speed internet with Cumberland Connect. CumberlandConnect.org. Tell them U-Turn sent you.
As well for emergencies, those kinds of things. But it really has replaced it. And you got to have it.
One street
And so
over there's a
they're
life
doing
I
it through
could
the
know.
electric company, and they're doing it amazing.
One beyond my wildest dreams.
$80 can get a gig. I'm spending, I
Maybe that
spent
one
$65
could have carried me the streets of
gold.
gold. Things aren't always as they
$2
seem.
more and got a gig. It's been fabulous.
Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change. I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I have today.
We're talking with Rachel Allison. She's here from State Positive News, and we appreciate you so much being a part of the meeting on today. And this is her day. She comes in on the second Wednesday of the month and just brings us the positive news. Now, of course, my favorite thing, I do have to ask you, do you have something from Miss Mabel that you want to share?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Come on.
I
I love Miss Mabel. That is my favorite thing. Truth be told, with Miss
Yeah.
Mabel.
She just put out a really, really great response last week. So if you're unfamiliar with Miss Mabel, she's our version of like Dear Abby. So you can write into her with a question, and of course it can be anonymous. And she will answer your question with some very wise and funny remarks. She's an old Southern grandma who has been through every life experience possible, and she is not afraid to tell you how it is, but in a good way.
I love it.
So this truth be told, that's her saying, truth be told. But this last piece of advice that she gave, someone wrote in and was like, man, I don't know what to do with my life. I raised my babies and now they're grown and I just don't know what I want to do and I feel lost and I feel like I don't have purpose. And her response this week was just really, really heart-touching. She just really encouraged that woman, like, hey, first of all, you did an amazing job raising your babies. That is a huge responsibility, and you should feel really proud of that. But second of all, it's okay that you don't know what you want to do, and it's never too late in life to start over. You can learn something new. You can start a new career anytime. And I really resonated with that because I just started this career. This is like what, my third career?
Well, yeah, I think that's wonderful, but you need to be, what door is God going to open for you? I mean, I don't know how many I've had. Well, I mean, I've always done radio to some degree, but all the different hats I've worn along with that, absolutely continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Well, yeah, no, I love that. Like I'm kind of the same way. I just feel like don't turn down an opportunity that comes knocking to you. I mean, don't just jump on everything, but think it through. And I mean, that's how I kind of landed in the position that I am now. I had worked for my father-in-law's business for 5 years, and it just was kind of time for, we needed to separate family and work, and that's really hard to do when you work with family because my father-in-law worked there, my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, and my husband all worked there.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, that's a lot.
It's hard to draw the line. And so I was, looking for something else to do. I had been a teacher previously. I taught high school English for 3 years. That was my first career out of college. And I was like, well, I could go back to teaching, but I'd have to renew my license. I don't know. And then like a couple days later, I get a phone call from my business partners now, Donnie and Jamie. And they were like, hey, we want to start a good news website and we need someone to run it. And we heard that you're a great fit for that. So can you meet for lunch? I was like, sure.
How funny is that?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how that door, how they, I mean, who made that connection? Is it an obvious thing or is it just like, what? Really?
No, it's not super obvious. My husband had played pickup basketball with Jamie. So he and him were like Facebook friends, just kind of like acquaintances. And then we had spoken with Donnie. He owns Prosperity Mortgage Advisors in White House, and we had spoken with him at one point to like get a mortgage for our house. So he and I had been connected, and we were Facebook friends. We got a bunch of mutual friends, and so when someone threw my name in the hat, I believe it was Daniel Evans. I'm not sure if you know him, but he works for FCA now. He's one of their newer hires, but Daniel Evans, I think, threw my name in the hat because he knew Jamie. And then when my name came up, it was like, oh, we kind of know her.
Yeah.
It's familiar. They called around, I guess, about me, got some references, and then, met me for lunch. And
how fun.
Yeah.
I just love it. I just love how God puts those pieces together. Because I've told my story many times of how I ended up teaching and my run for Congress opened those doors, believe it or not. And I've been trying to figure out why God had me do that. And there you go. It was a bizarre way to get here, but wow, it absolutely opened the doors to this path. And you just never know how God is going to lay those pathways in front of you and how he's going to open those doors. I just love that story. That is so cool. And it just fishtails on the post that we had from Miss Mabel.
Yes.
Truth be told, do we want to read her response or what do you think? I've got it right here in front of me.
Please do.
Okay. So the question was, I just want you to you need to really go be seeking out Miss Mabel. It is wonderful. Miss Mabel received the letter. I'm really down on myself lately. Among other things, I'm about to celebrate my 40th birthday. and still haven't settled on a career. I was a stay-at-home mom for 7 years, and now it's over. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do when I grow up. I feel like a loser. I was one of those girls who could have been anything she wanted to, but now I'm so far behind, I don't even know how to catch up. Stuck in neutral, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Mabel's response: truth be told, the expectations you set for yourself are complete baloney. Almost as baloney as you say, as you feel saying the word baloney in your head as you read it, knowing full well that it is spelled Pologna. I love that. Oh no. Now we're going to be singing that stupid song all day. Yes, thank you. Bologna. My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has. I sing that for my kids and they go, Miss Vivio, just stop. But stop it. Stay focused. Speaking of focus, you might need to shift yours, little sister. Listen, I'm not going to tell you that the time you've spent focusing on your children was the most important job that you can do, because you already know it, or else you wouldn't have been doing it to begin with. And I'm not going to tell you how lucky you are to have spent that time with your babies, because that should be pretty obvious too. What I'm going to tell you is that the lie of figuring out what you want to be when you grow up is basically a scam. We used to trick lazy teenagers into growing up and picking a life path. For most people, it just doesn't work that way. The only ones who really stick with one thing nowadays are tradesmen. And I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that you're not a plumber. I love that. I mean, if you are there, isn't anything wrong with that. But I mean, if you're there isn't anything wrong with that. I'm sorry. Get on with your bad self. Whoop, whoop. And for heaven's sakes, look at me. I got my first paycheck for writing 2 years ago. Does that mean that I'm finally grown up because I have finally settled on a career? Do you think less of me because of it? Of course not. I know the expectations of women have changed a little since my day, but y'all are being too hard on yourselves. I think it's pretty darn cool that one of those girls who could have been anything chose to give it all by raising her babies for a while. Now, as far as being behind, who are you actually comparing yourself to? Your expectations or an actual person? If it's an actual person, I want you to take a long, hard look at their life and how it differs from yours. Would you trade their life for yours? If the answer is no, then it's time to accept that you aren't behind it all, but rather right where you need to be. If it's your expectations bringing you down, stop all that nonsense. Be nice to yourself. Good grief, darling. Just be nice to yourself. Jesus says to love your neighbor as yourself, and that means what, right? We're supposed to take care of ourselves too. Remember that. Now go polish up that resume and start your new adventure. I'm proud of you and I love you, and I can't end without reminding you, Bologna. You're welcome. I love that so much. And again, the baloney reference just cracked me up because I tease my kids with that all the time. I'm like, we don't have we don't have jingles anymore. But what a great message. Mm-hmm. What an absolute perfect message, because I would, they could have expanded on the article a little bit and told you about Colonel Sanders and all the people who at 60 started companies, but all you got to do is Google it and you can find those out for yourself and be inspired by it. But you just have no idea what God's got on the horizon for you.
It's so funny too.
Dream big.
The part where she says, be nice to yourself. So part of my job is, once these stories go live on our website, then I share them on our social media. Mm-hmm. And so I went to share the Miss Mabel story on Facebook and wrote like a little paragraph above about how awesome this was. And I forgot to attach the article. And Miss Mabel sent me a screenshot of it and was like, I think you forgot to attach the article. And I was like, man, I'm so dumb. I can't believe I forgot to do that. And she's like, be nice to yourself. And I was like, you're right.
Oh, how funny.
You're right.
How funny.
I take that back. I take it back. But she's always giving good advice. And that one really is something I needed to hear too.
Yeah.
So
I think we all need to. And this is, I think this is women's history. What is I think this is Women's History Month.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
if I'm not mistaken, and it's kind of slipped by me, but and we've had the Day of Women and all of that. That's, I think, been this week, if I'm not mistaken, and it kind of snuck by me again. But it's that moment where we're supposed to be going, hey girls, I know, and I'm a boy mama. So I don't want to get off on we're beating up our men. Yes, we are, and we need to stop it.
we need to stop it. But that doesn't mean that we don't need to give kudos to women. I think men need their own month too, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we just need to just make every day everybody's day and quit trying to focus on it. Yeah, just stay positive. Stay positive news. But I think that's a real positive message considering that we have that focus this month. Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Well,
What else you got for us?
okay, so before I get into another story, I wanted to tell you about 2 new things that we just launched with Stay Positive News. One is a student of the month.
I saw that.
Yes. So our first student actually was Miss Macy, and she's from Liberty Creek High School.
Awesome.
So each month we're going to feature a new student from a school from Robertson or Sumner County. It doesn't have to be a public school. It doesn't necessarily have to be a high school student. So last month I was actually touring Robertson County schools with Leadership Robertson County and got to meet some people on the Robertson County School Board. And I think Robertson County is now aware of, hey, submit some students for Stay Positive News for the Student of the Month. But I want to make sure if anyone's listening from Sumner County, we're accepting from y'all as well. But basically, we just want to highlight kids doing good things. And so that is one new initiative we launched. We would love for those submissions to come from the schools, from a teacher or administrator at the school. Of course, we're going to need parent permission, and we'd love to be able to share a photo too if that, parents give permission for that. But super excited about that. And then the other thing we just launched is a whole section on our website that is written by our readers. So if you are a writer, it does not have to be a news story. It could be fiction or nonfiction. But if you're a writer for fun and you want to be published, send us your stories. The only thing I'm asking is that they are positive. They have a positive message behind them. We are not going to be editing them. Of course, I'll be proofreading them to make sure that they are appropriate and fit our theme and there's nothing, they're readable, I guess.
Yeah, I
as
guess.
Like grammar
Yeah,
and punctuation. But if you want to be a published writer, send us your pieces. We will review them and put them on our website for anybody.
I love that. I love that. Maybe I wrote a little satire for the kiddos about the Ides of March, but it's in I don't know that we'll put anything out with it this year, but it basically tells the story of Julius Caesar's assassination on the Ides of March. So I don't know if it would be a positive thing because that's Ides of March is, more famously known for the assassination of Julius Caesar now. But I don't know if we could put a positive spin on that. But
you can send it to me. I'll take a look.
I'll take a look. Yeah, that might be a stretch, but it would have to be, and it's written in actor form right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my kids to stretch their acting muscles and that's like put together something, a production piece in front of green screens and all that, a little bit of silliness, but not sure they're going to embrace it in the way that we can actually publish it, but we'll see. But we've still got a couple of days to work on it. But
and I would love for high school students to submit their writing. I
will mention it to them. Okay.
Another great way for schools to get involved.
Okay.
If you're a teacher, please let your students know. They can submit to us. I feel like that would look great on a college resume to say, hey, I have writing that got published.
So if I go written by our readers, is that where I'm going to find that?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So we only have a few stories on there right now because we just launched. So I would love to fill that up with multiple authors.
I love it. Well, seeing I'm looking here and the titles, I love The Table for Two. That just sounds fun. So is that like a little short piece of fiction?
Yeah. If you read that, you will cry. I promise.
Oh.
I cried reading that.
Okay.
It's so good. Steve Haley, the author, he's good.
Okay. And Affairs of the Heart is another one. And then Running on Encouragement. Oh, I would have loved to have. Last night I was having a hard time going to sleep and looking for something to read. And I should have flipped over to,
Now you know.
That's the thing is we've got to remember to pull this up. We've got to remember to go, and I honestly kind of stay off news sites, but this is one you don't have to stay off of. I go there when I have to, but this is one you're going to want to go to constantly.
Exactly.
And look at this stuff. And I have been looking at it more and more, and it just slips my mind. And last night I should have thought to pull that up because I would have really enjoyed. I love reading short fiction. I love short stories. Love it. And if they're local, even better.
Yep,
and
local authors for sure.
I love that. We're talking with Rachel Allison. She is with Stay Positive News, and they are getting ready for their first anniversary. When is it, did you say?
Sometime in May, I'm gonna have to confirm.
Coming up real quick.
exactly.
Coming up real
We're
quick.
gonna have a birthday party.
I love
I
that.
need to start planning that. Thank you
And-
for reminding me.
There you go. Got the birthday party coming up and all kinds of wonderful stuff. You could spend some time on there just going and seeing what they've got. If you're just discovering it, well, you're gonna spend some time there. They've got. I'm just going across the headers here. They've got all. It's real easy to navigate. They've got little sections again for the student of the month, the written by our readers, which we just shared. The positive news that'll give you the different stories. You can hit up here and go hit all articles. When I was trying to pull up Miss Mabel, and there's Miss Mabel has a heading over here, and there's a market report. Who does your market report?
So we have a lot of business partners
Okay.
who advertise with us, and they, from time to time, will share just like insider information about their field. So
Sure.
we have somebody from the mortgage business who will write some information. Someone, Eric Berner from Rock Castle Wealth Advisors, will write articles about financial tips and wealth advising tips. We have some real estate agents who have written for us as well. Just like really great information for people who enjoy that kind of stuff.
I love it, and I just love flipping through here and just seeing all the fun, positive stuff and the local stuff and people who I know. It used to be that I'm gonna have to do an ad real quick because we got a couple that we've got to do still, and Lee Marie. We've got the Go Show coming up. You need to have we mentioned that you need to get on the Go Show with her?
I think you did last time, yeah.
Yeah, we need to make sure, and I'll remind her as well because you'd be a great guest, maybe just to stick around one Wednesday and carry over into her show because she comes on every Wednesday from 8 to 9 with the Go Show, and it is just about the things going on in the community and a little bit of everything, but she does a great job, and so that would be, I think, a great connection for you as well. But just want to continue to remind you to seek them out, to find staypositive.news, staypositive.news, and follow them. They've got the social media presence as well. But we do need to pause and talk about another one of our sponsors, which is one that probably need to cover some stuff with Stay Positive News, and it's Veterans Motorplex. Now, we're kind of teasing you about the season. Officially, racing season is March to October. They had some improvements they wanted to do to the track. And so I talked to Jerry. So they're not officially racing. They're doing a lot of testing and a lot of work and things out there through the month of March. But he's saying expect the first race to hit first or second week in April. They're still going to have that family ticket, $40. We'll get up to 8 people in for $40, and that's 6 kids and 2 adults for $40. Great family value. There's no alcohol served at this racetrack. I mean, there's not too many places you can go that you don't have to deal with that with your kiddos. It is just a family-friendly environment, concession stand with hot dogs and hamburgers and popcorn and all the things. A lot of the local kids work there as their first job. It is that environment. It is so much fun. I've been several times and plan on getting there quite a bit more this summer because I got a 7-year-old grandson and I got to get him out to the races because it is a blast. They even have some teens that'll run the racetrack, and it is a nice track, guys. They have just all kinds of fun events out there for kiddos, but it's at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier, and this is the old Highland Rim Speedway. If you're going to follow them on social media, you follow Highland Rim Speedway. They kept that social media present, but changed the name to Veterans Motorplex because Jerry is a veteran. He wanted to honor our veterans, and he's a devout Christian, and you're going to see a lot of faith stuff out there. So it's that kind of environment. You want to be a part of it? Of course you do. It's a positive environment, and it is wonderful. Cannot say enough about it. So get ready. Racing is going to be starting up very, very soon, making the improvements on the track, and they cannot wait to share it with you. Veterans Motorplex. Follow them at Highland Rim Speedway. Highland Rim Speedway, get ready for racing coming up very, very soon. And you make sure when you get out there, you talk talking with Rachel Allison. She's with Stay Positive News. What is next? I'm very curious about this. What have you got there? I'm like, what is that?
Tiny little potato. And it's the positive potato.
Okay.
So I was visiting my friend's BNI group yesterday. Shout out to BNI Prosperity Partners out of Hendersonville. Their president, Elizabeth Evans, invited me to come, and I met a ton of wonderful people there. But I got handed this gift card. What's it called?
Business card.
Business card. Thank
Business
you.
card.
I
No,
just had a brain fart.
No, you're fine. I do it all the time.
And I got to meet Miss Brooke Benevento. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name, Brooke, but I remember your beautiful face and your wonderful personality. So I got handed this gift card. There we go again. Business card by
business card,
Brooke.
yeah.
She's a head coach for helping women, and her business card says, "I help women live out their true potential
I love that.
through the power of positive thinking. Be inspired, be empowered, be you."
I love that.
She's a really sweet lady. I have not used her services yet, but honestly thinking about it. Anyway, in this little package she gave me is this tiny little potato and a little card that says, "Positive potato. I may be a tiny potato, but I believe in you. Go do your things. Tiny potato has your back whenever you need a pick-me-up."
I love it. That is so funny. I mean,
positive
how,
potato.
and so it's just a little potato.
Yeah.
And how funny. I may be a tiny potato, but I believe in you. Go do your thing. Tiny potato has your back whenever you need it. Pick me up. That is hysterical. But I was like, that is a little tiny potato. What
I just
in the
thought it
world?
was so cute.
And it's got a little face on it.
It does. I've never
funny.
seen anything like that. And I just thought, positive potato. Wow, you gave that
That
to the
is
right person.
hysterical. That is hysterical. So cute. And it's just something, you finding those little things that you can just share with people and they're just like, what? Okay. Yeah. I like that. And it continues to bring, that's going to be one of those things that you're going to look at, for a while and go, oh, I just love that. It's so cute.
I'm gonna
Well,
keep it
very
on my
cool.
desk.
Very cool. I thought maybe it was some merchandising you guys were doing with Stay
no.
Positive News.
Maybe we
the
need to.
positive potato.
It's a
Hey,
great idea. I don't
yeah,
know
it
where
is.
she
It's
got
great.
it from.
That
but
is
it's
super cute. Well, very good. What else have you got for us?
Okay, so this is a basketball story.
Okay.
Did you play basketball ever? Your
I
son?
did. I played basketball through high school. I mean, it's like that, people made me. I was 6'1" in high school, so I mean, I've shrunk a little bit. Yeah, I played basketball.
Have you ever reached 1,000 career points or
Oh,
been
heavens
on a team
no!
with anybody
Heavens
who has?
no! Heavens no! And I saw this story, but go ahead. Yeah, this is a great
so
one.
We had a local sophomore reach 1,000 points.
That's insane.
His name's Nikolai Anderson. This was really cool. He goes to a private school, South Haven in Springfield. It's a small school. They play in the TSIAA division. They actually won their district this year. But Nikolai reached his 1,000 points, which was a really big deal. Sweet kid. He's really tall. I got to go interview him in person, and that was fun to do. He was a little shy. I think
It's a
I
great
was like
story.
his first media presence he ever did. So
Oh, how
I'm
funny.
claiming to fame when he goes pro that I was his first media
That's
interview.
great. I love it.
But yeah, he's a great kid, super smart. His coach had nothing but great things to say about him. But the really, really fun piece to this story is that his dad, 30 years prior, played for South Haven and scored his 1,000th point as a sophomore as well.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. I missed that part of the story. How neat. How neat. And I love that. And just what a legacy. What a legacy. That's cool.
Yes. So his dad was at the interview as well. And I asked Nikolai, I'm like, okay, so like you made the same accomplishment as your dad. Like, how's that feel? He's like, well, it feels good, but I want to do better. Like, we're always competing against each other.
I love it. I love it. He's like, I can do better than that. That's great.
He's very
But
motivated.
I love that. These are all the kinds of stories you can find, guys. There's so many fun things following Stay Positive News. But does he talk about sophomore? He got a lot left to do. He might make a 2,000. Where did his dad top out? Did he hit a 2,000 mark? Because
I don't think
I don't know. You might have some time to do that.
Yeah.
If you hit it by your sophomore year, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
But
And it was a 3-pointer that he hit, which was fun too. On our website, you can find the article, and I actually have a video of him making the 3-point shot that was taken by somebody in the audience that night. So
I love it. I'm having a hard time finding it. I was trying to pull it up. So
okay.
if tell me the kid's name again, maybe I can do a search on that.
Nikolai Anderson. So yeah, if you're ever struggling to find an article on our site, you can use
There
our
he is
search
right
bar
there.
on our main page.
And the big thing I find when I'm looking for one is just if
maybe in one of the headers you're not finding it, just go to all articles, and then they all populate, and then you can go through and find them. But that is a great story. I love that story, and I had noticed that one before, and I thought that was cool. I didn't get a chance to read the complete story, but I do love that it's got that you've got the video of that last shot too. That's very cool.
Yeah, super fun.
That is fun. That is fun. What else have you got for us?
Well, I have one more story to share. This one's also basketball related. I guess, well, we just came out of basketball season. So
Yes,
that makes
exactly.
sense.
Yeah. Well, we're in March Madness right now. So,
well, high school.
for high school purposes, but as far as our national, it's still basketball.
Are you doing any brackets, by the way?
I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it. I don't. I just know that I'm from Kentucky. Okay. So I mean, Wildcat country. And so, and I mean, I have been in Tennessee since 1980, y'all. So I'm a Tennessean now. And I know all my Kentucky people my mother, I would say that to her. She goes, "You will always be a Kentuckian." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." But I've been in Tennessee a long time, but yes, Wildcat country. Oh, we are all about basketball. So, oh goodness, it's a thing, but, we're still in basketball stuff. So let's do another basketball story.
Okay, well, this is about Coach Deanie Bryant from White House High School. They had a record-breaking season in 1979, so long time ago.
Uh-huh.
They won 27 games, and each year their team still gets together a few times a year and gets breakfast or hangs out.
That is cool.
They're a really close-knit group. They hang out with Coach Bryant, who just had his 84th birthday.
How fun.
He's a really sweet and well-respected guy, especially in the White House community. And I just thought it was really cool that life can take you so many places, and this group still gets together after all of those years. Do you have any friends from high school still?
I have not kept those connections. Now I do have friends, and when people give social media a hard time. Social media reconnected me with some friends from high school, and it's been very nice. And so I shout out to Dina. And she and I play basketball together. She probably is the main one that I stay connected with through social media. And we grew up together, and just a dear friend and somebody who I just love to pieces. And Jill, I think she's on there a lot. So there's two or three that I see on there quite a bit. And Susan, how can I forget Susan? But I'm thinking of her, the different ones that I've connected with, but they were on our basketball team. And those are people that, as far as the people who I've had any kind of connection with still back home, outside of family. I mean, my family's huge, and so I still have all those connections. But yeah, we do still have those connections where we see each other, and it's that camaraderie and that special friendship and stuff that you have. But I'll tell you, you were talking about one. I don't know if this would be something you'd be interested in, but I know of a woman who is here in Robertson County who is still connected with her sorority sisters from high school. From college. But now they're not local, but she is, and I think it's just a cool story. They still get together. And how old is she? And she's in her late 70s.
Oh,
and
I love that.
yeah, and that is, to me, that is just a cool story.
Yeah.
I just think that is a cool story, and I love that you can keep those connections because it's so special. So special.
Very special.
But anyway, those are fun stories to read. If you've got this going on in your life, guys, share it. Share it with Stay Positive News. Share it with Rachel and all the things going on. Let me do my last break real quick, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. So think about your wrap-up thoughts there. And as we're wrapping up our time, I see Lee Marie chomping at the bit to get in here for the Ghost Show. She'll be in here in just a minute. And reminder, she's going to be filling in for me next week. I'm taking the week off. I'm not going anywhere. I'll still be around Robertson County. I'm going to try to get some things done at my house. But Lee Marie's going to let me have a week off because we're off from school. So that's going to be super nice. I'm really excited to share that, but y'all be sure and tune in to Lee Marie next week. But I want to remind you that one of our sponsors, our longtime sponsors, one of our original sponsors is Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Prime Realty. I was so excited. I gave their number to one of my students the other day that's out of school. I ran into him. He's wanting to go into real estate. I'm like, you've got to call Barry and talk to him because Exit is a great team to work with. Now, the name has changed for Barry and Rebecca. They're still in the Exit tree. They're just another branch of the Exit tree. Same great team, new name, Exit Prime Realty. Barry is a marketing person. He came out of a huge marketing background. He is now a broker here in Springfield. They took that brokerage office from Springfield right on the downtown square. They took Rebecca's office. She is an agent out of White House, and they combined those two to make Exit Prime Realty. They want you to be a part of it. If you've got somebody like my student that's wanting to go into real estate, they can mentor them. They are Robertson Countyans. They live in Cross Plains. They specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Multiple ways to get in touch with them. Of course, you can Google them. Barry Richards, Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. You can give Rebecca a call, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425. You can go to sellwithbecky.com, buy, B-U-Y, RobertsonCounty.com, all the things. But reach out to them today, and please always let them know that I sent you. And be a part of it. We're going to wrap this up.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on here. I'm so glad to be able to share some positive news stories about our
sure.
community. I look forward to being able to do this next month. Of course, we'll have fresh news stories to go over then. And I want to leave with this. If you are a business owner local to Robertson or Sumner County and you're looking to be involved with Stay Positive News, maybe want to do some advertising, help support us, I have a special offer for you. If you reach out to me and tell